Hello again, it's Lock Noob, and inside this box is an Abus titanium Euro cylinder that nobody, not even the lockpicking lawyer, can pick, and that is because it is a blind cylinder, a blank cylinder, a dummy cylinder. I only have this out of just as a curiosity's sake, really, because it's just kind of funny. It's just aluminium. I mean, it's still branded titanium, but it's just an aluminium shape of a Euro cylinder. You might think, why? Well, I've been trying to look for a decent explanation. I believe one, it's cosmetic, so it can just be put into a door, and you don't have any these blank holes where the locks would be, but also to stop people from installing locks and then accidentally locking a deadbolt and then keeping people outside of a house and walking off with the keys during construction and showing flats and all those kind of things. So I think that's the case. If you know better than I do, then please let me know in the comments. I do read them all, I promise you that, and I'll reply to as many as I can. But yeah, don't you find that really sort of an interesting thing to be sold? I like it anyway. It's a good one for the collection. This lock, however, is almost on the other end of the spectrum as far as locks are concerned, because this is the most common Abus door cylinder that I think is installed in Germany, if not the most common Euro cylinder profile. Now, if you are German and you're watching this, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I have been led to believe that this is the most common Euro cylinder on the German market. This is the C83. This is the same model lock, albeit the 6-pin version, which is used in the impressioning competition at the Dutch Open, usually held at LockCon in the Netherlands. So yeah, it's a super popular lock, and it actually has some interesting pins on the inside. So unlike this one, which we clearly can't pick, we can try and pick this. In fact, I've already removed a circlip from here, so it should ease our gutting experience. So we are in the vise, and here is the key, and this is actually quite a nice bitting, I think, because it's deceptive. It looks quite easy because you've got sort of medium cut, but you have this almost zero lift cut here in position 3 and almost a max lift cut here, if not a max lift, in 5. So you have 3 and 4 protecting this very high cut, very short key pin in position 5. So that could be a little bit tricky. I've got to remember I've taken the circlip off the back when I do that. And this is a 5 out of 10 security lock. It doesn't seem to have any particular anti-drill, anti-snap features that I can see. I imagine that it's only got 5 out of 10 because of the anti-pick for the most part. So I've got a multi-pick facet and this 0.5mm thick multi-pick deep hook, which I think should get us into this lock. I'm going to go top the keyway like this. I'm just going to move my chair around a little bit. So pop that in. First thing to do is just go in with the sort of short to medium hook and just see where we are. So this is pin 3, little click, back through, and 1 pin 2 now. A couple of clicks there, felt like a couple of serrated pins, well, a serrated pin there, and a tiny click on pin 1 there. Just going in on what I think is pin 4 and a little click, so I'm going to leave that. Now let's go in with a deeper hook and see whether we can get under. There we go, that's pin 5 there. Again, just feels like some kind of like serrated pin setup there, so I'm going to leave that. It feels like it's been set a little bit at least. Oh, and just touch pin, I guess that was 2, so let's try 1, feels set, 2, 3, 4 now, counter rotation, not getting anywhere with that, so I might go in with a slightly deeper hook maybe. I'll try with the really deep 18 thousandths hook, see whether I can, yeah, do that, and then go in again with the, there you go, to get pin, oh that's nice, pin 5 at the back in with the short hook again to just tap along the pins at the front. Hopefully I haven't overset anything. And we just need to find something which will put us back into a false set. Yeah, no, just tap pin 2 and we have that open. Lovely. So to gut this, we will just turn this around. I'm very curious what's inside this. I think it had something like serrated and T-pins or something like that. Last time I saw the inside of one of these. I don't think I've actually ever gutted one myself. So let's give that a go. I need something to slide down, pinning shoe wise there. And let's just take it out of the vise. Like that, put that all the way over here. Oh, I've got a little shim. Right, so let's take a hook, the facet again, try and slide this out. Okay, so that's the plug. Only a 5-pin variant. I might have to pick the 6-pin if I've got one. I think I've got one somewhere. It's always good to start with the 5-pin and see what's going on with these. Oh, these are like almost like little T-pin. Oh my goodness, they're T-pins and spool pin key pins. So these are really horrible for oversetting. Oh, and a serrated key pin. That's actually really nice to see. Nice pins, really nice pins. I've seen less good pins in challenge locks. Right, this isn't very deep, this, but I'm going to try and see whether I can use this front follower here. Should be able to. Let's go in from the front. Oh, of course, I instantly mess up because that was the pin at the back because I wasn't paying attention. All right, that's pin 6. And I don't know if I've got my, let's get the vise out of the way, my tweezers to hand. Yeah, I do. Sorry. Get a shot on my forearm. Wow, that is a serrated pin. I love that. That's crazy serrated as well. Okay. Oh, no, I'm chewing up the spring at the back. I'll have to fix that. You know, I've literally gutted hundreds of locks and somehow I'm just making an absolute mess of this one. It's okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'll fix that spring. In fact, I've got spare springs, so that shouldn't be a bother. If I'll fix that one, I will fix it. Basically just wind it around itself and then put it in upside down, so at least you have the same kind of spring happening. So I might as well just carry on this way, hadn't I, from the back to the front, because I made a terrible mistake. Oh, that is, I'll put that the way up that it was. It's like a T-pin spool pin. Wow, try saying that a few times. T-pin spool pin. Grab a bit of this. Nice springs. And again, what's this one? Another T-pin spool pin. I'll show you these up close in a second so you get to see what I'm talking about. Come here. There we go. And last but not least, another like little T-pin spool pin. I love saying that, T-pin spool pin. There we go, put that there, put that to one side. All right, so have a look at these. These are thinner at one end, so if you overset this, that thin lip there will easily sort of go up and stick inside that shear line. This one is a very, very nicely sharp-lipped spool key pin. All these lights, so it's T-pin, T-pin, spool pin, T-pin, and then what I think is a very nice serrated key pin. These are all overset traps. So if you overset pin 3, which is actually almost like a zero lift, if you overset that, you'll get into a false set and think that it's a driver pin getting you to false set. Turns out it isn't. It's going to be the key pin if you overset it, putting you into a nice deep false set, making you think that it's a driver pin, and it's not. Then here you've got these lovely T-pin spool pins, which obviously act like a spool pin, but then this little thin end can just drop down below the shear line and trap you. And last but not least, look at this lovely serrated pin. That's one of the nicest like you know, factory standard, whatever you want to call it, serrated pins I've seen from any manufacturer. That's really nice. I mean, you know, that's a lot of good features on this lock. I can't see any anti-drill inserts or anything special happening here. I mean, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? But as far as anti-pick is concerned, definitely a cut above, you know, average. That's surprisingly nice to see. Really like it. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think of this C83 cylinder, albeit it's a 5-pin version. What do you think to these security pins? I think they're excellent for such a common and relatively well priced lock. Shame about the anti-snap, anti-drill, anti-pull features, but you know, let's not go there. The anti-pick, really good. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, now's a great time to do so to see more content like this. Really helps my channel out. And then all I can say is, yeah, stay safe, happy picking. See you all next time.